Hello and welcome to another 10-minute clip where we provide an overview of a topic in 10 minutes or less. I'm Ed Biernet of Consulting with Impact Limited, and our topic is traditional improvement versus Kaizen Blitz. So let's hang on and let's get started. The points we're going to cover are two: the differences between the Kaizen Blitz methodology and traditional improvement efforts, and the impact of those differences. Traditional improvement: we set up a project, we charter a team. The team goes out there and does their thing, meeting on a regular basis, once a week, once a month, and performs the improvement effort. When the targets are met, usually just met, not really sustained, the team disbands and never to think about this project again, usually. Management is de facto responsible for maintaining the impact in addition to their full-time job. So their job now has just gotten larger because now they've got to go out there and make this happen. So traditional improvement, good news, everybody knows the rules. We can get it done. We can do management by objectives and get things finished. Bad news is they tend to languish for a long period of time, and even when they are successful, you go back a little while later and you wonder, what kind of impact have you really made? Kaizen Blitz methodology: continuous improvement conducted in a series of results-oriented 3 to 7 day focused sessions. So what we're focusing on is getting the thing done in bites. It's team-based, it's measurable results. It stresses attainment and sustainment, so a lot of time on that is spent on how do we sustain the gains. And I have a 10-minute clip on what is a Kaizen Blitz, so you can take a look at it. The benefits of Kaizen Blitz are going to be that it's very, very focused, you get a lot done, but it also requires a little bit more of an infrastructure and a little bit more pre-planning to make these things successful as you go forward, so it's not without a price. Let's talk about traditional improvements. We have the amount of the improvement or improvement in performance on the left, and on the bottom is time. So time goes and you do an improvement. You let that set for a while, you do another improvement, let that set for a while, and you keep on doing that. And you look and you say, boy, if I look at all the numbers and I add them all up, how all the improvements, whatever the criteria is, I'm making some really good gains over time. But let's look at what really happens. If you look at that first improvement, it really didn't stay as much as we wanted it to. It tailed off a little bit because of culture, because it was hard, whatever the reason is. So now every one of those has this different kind of curve. Maybe it stuck, maybe it didn't stick. But every one, to one way, shape, or form, drifts a little bit from where it is. What kind of impact does that make on us overall? If we look and we add all that up together, what we really get is a significantly different level of performance or a perception reality gap. We perceive by adding up all the numbers that we should be very, very high and be doing very well, but we don't see those numbers on the bottom line when we actually look at our reporting. And the reality is that we're not really getting those kind of gains because of that drift over time. Let's take a look at the Kaizen methodology. We do a first event, it tails off after a period of time. We get ready, we do a second event, it tails off a little bit over time. But remember, we are focusing really hard on sustainment in our events. What does that give us? It gives us a much steeper curve, and it gives us the Kaizen Blitz advantage. So now we look at from what we actually have accomplished in reality to the Kaizen reality. It's much, much larger, and it's even better than what we could have targeted when we actually went out there and had somebody go out there and try to set their pace and give us their numbers at the end. So it's even better than our perception of what it could have been. So let's give you a scenario. You're running a small manufacturing facility, and you have to decide you want to start implementing lean as an operating system. You commission a team to generate the improvements in the 3 key areas. You've run out of room, so you need to reduce the floor space. The operators are walking around way too much. You want to reduce their distance traveled. And if you can, you'd like to cut a little time out of the time it takes to build your core products. Remember, you've been doing this for a long period of time, so your core products are your core products. And oh, by the way, you've dabbled in lean over time. So this should be a slam dunk, and you don't really anticipate you're going to get a lot, but you want to go out there and start setting the target for your people. So what will your 6 months targets be that you had set up? Take a look at floor space. Would it be 10% on floor space, 15% on distance traveled, equipment build time? Or would you be more aggressive and look at, okay, we're going to get up to 45% distance traveled. Maybe I'll just move stuff together, or I'll reduce my floor space or equipment build time. Think about this in reality. What would you really set a team up to do? Most times, if you set up a team to go out there and say, I want you to get a 30% reduction in floor space in 6 months, they'll lock you up. They'll think you can't do it. So let's take a look at some real reality of what happened. In 6 events, by the way, these were 3.5-day events, not 5-day events that I talked about earlier. The area used was reduced by 47%. better than your best guess. The distance traveled, 83% reduction. That you never would have put that on anybody's objectives. And 38% reduction in cycle time on a mature product you've been building for a long period of time. No one would expect that kind of benefit. That's why you do Kaizen Blitzes. They're powerful and they work, especially when you have a system to make it all work together. So we covered the differences, and we covered what the methodology is and the Kaizen Blitz methodology. So my name is Ed Biernat, Consulting with Impact Limited. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this video. Please contact me at 10minute at consultingwithimpact.com with your feedback, and visit our website at consultingwithimpact.com for more information and more of these videos. Thank you much.